Heavy bales of compressed cotton arrive at the factory gates, brought by horse-drawn wagons from distant warehouses and trading posts. Mechanical carding engines transform tangled fibers into organized strands through thousands of rotating metal teeth working in precise coordination. Spinning mules stretch and twist the prepared cotton into fine thread, their carriages rolling backward and forward in hypnotic mechanical rhythm. Power looms weave these threads into finished fabric, shuttles flying across the warp in rapid succession, creating cloth through pure mechanical force. Inside this steam-powered textile factory, raw cotton begins its transformation through relentless mechanical motion, where every process depends on the coordination of iron, steam, and human precision. Vast quantities of raw cotton arrive daily at the factory's receiving yard, unloaded from wagons that have traveled from port warehouses and regional distribution centers. Workers guide the heavy bales from the wagons to the storage area, each compressed bundle representing hundreds of pounds of raw fiber ready for industrial processing. The bales are stacked systematically in the receiving warehouse, organized by origin and quality grade, to ensure proper material flow throughout the production process. Each bundle is inspected upon arrival, with supervisors checking the burlap wrapping for damage and assessing the density and condition of the compressed cotton inside. The sheer volume of raw material demonstrates the scale of industrial textile production, with enough cotton arriving each week to supply the factory's continuous operation. This organized receiving system ensures that the machinery never stands idle, maintaining the constant flow of material that defines efficient factory operation in the industrial age. Before entering the machinery, the compressed cotton must undergo careful manual preparation to prevent damage to the expensive mechanical equipment and ensure consistent quality. Workers break open the tightly bound bales using metal hooks and crowbars, peeling away the burlap wrapping to expose the densely packed cotton fibers within. The cotton is pulled apart by hand, loosening the compressed masses and separating the tangled fibers into more manageable portions that can be fed into the machines. Skilled workers remove visible impurities during this stage, pulling out seeds, leaf fragments, dirt clumps, and other foreign materials that would compromise the final fabric quality. Each handful of cotton is examined and cleaned, with the worst contamination discarded and the acceptable material spread across wide wooden preparation tables for further sorting. This manual labor is essential, despite the presence of machinery, as no mechanical device can match human judgment in identifying and removing defects at this early stage. The loosened cotton is gathered into large wicker baskets, ready to be transported to the carding room, where the first mechanical transformation will begin. This preparatory work, though labor-intensive and time-consuming, prevents machinery breakdowns and ensures that only properly cleaned cotton enters the expensive carding engines ahead. The prepared cotton now moves to the carding room, where massive mechanical engines will transform the chaotic fiber masses into organized parallel arrangements suitable for spinning. Workers feed armfuls of cleaned cotton into the wide feeding area of the carding machine, pushing the loose fibers toward the rotating cylinders that dominate these imposing iron frames. The carding engine's main cylinder is covered with thousands of fine wire teeth, set at precise angles to grasp and pull the cotton fibers in a controlled direction. As the cylinder rotates, these metal teeth comb through the cotton, straightening individual fibers and removing the remaining impurities that escaped manual cleaning. The cotton passes between multiple cylinders working in sequence, each one further refining the fiber alignment and creating increasingly organized structure from the original tangled mass. Small particles of dirt, broken seeds, and short fibers fall away beneath the machine, collected in receptacles that are emptied regularly throughout the working day. Emerging from the final cylinder, the cotton forms a thin, translucent web of aligned fibers, demonstrating the dramatic transformation achieved through mechanical combing. This delicate web is gathered and condensed through a funnel-shaped guide, forming a thick rope-like strand called a sliver that can be handled without breaking. The sliver is coiled systematically into tall metal cans, looping around inside the container in a pattern that allows it to be pulled smoothly during the next stage. Multiple carding engines operate simultaneously throughout the room, their cylinders rotating in perfect synchronization, fed by the overhead belt drive system that connects them all to the central steam power source. The rhythmic motion of these machines creates a continuous flow of processed cotton, with filled cans of sliver accumulating steadily throughout each working shift. The carded slivers move to the drawing frames, where multiple strands will be combined and stretched to create even greater uniformity and prepare the cotton for the spinning process. Several slivers are fed together into the drawing frame, their fibers intermingling as they enter the first set of rollers that will stretch and refine them. The drawing frame contains multiple pairs of rollers, each rotating at progressively faster speeds to stretch the combined slivers and further align the individual fibers. This mechanical drawing creates a single output sliver that is thinner and more uniform than any of the input strands, achieving a consistency impossible through manual methods. The drawn sliver passes through this process multiple times, moving from one drawing frame to another, with each passage reducing thickness and improving uniformity. Workers monitor the tension carefully, adjusting roller speeds and spacing to maintain proper fiber alignment and prevent breaks that would halt production. The final drawn sliver is coiled into cans just as before, now ready for the roving frame that will add the slight twist necessary for spinning. The roving frame receives these prepared slivers and adds a gentle twist while slightly stretching them once more, creating what is called roving, a strand strong enough to withstand the stress of the spinning process. This twisted roving is wound onto large wooden bobbins arranged in rows across the roving frame, with each bobbin holding hundreds of yards of prepared fiber ready for transformation into thread. Steam-driven mechanisms power the spinning frames in constant, coordinated motion, transforming the prepared roving into the fine thread that will become the foundation of woven fabric. The spinning room houses rows upon rows of spinning mules and throstle frames, these tall iron machines dominating the factory floor with their hundreds of spindles and complex mechanical arrangements. Workers carefully place roving bobbins onto the spindles of the spinning machines, ensuring proper positioning and thread path before engaging the machinery for another production cycle. The spinning mule's carriage begins to roll backward on its iron rails, drawing out the roving while the spindles rotate at tremendous speed, adding the twist that transforms soft fiber into strong thread. The twist travels up the extending strand, converting roving into yarn through the coordinated action of stretching and rotation, a process that once required skilled hand spinners, but now occurs automatically through mechanical precision. The carriage reaches the end of its backward travel and then reverses direction, moving forward while the spindles continue rotating, winding the newly spun thread onto the spinning bobbins in neat, even layers. Each complete cycle of the mule produces several feet of thread across hundreds of spindles simultaneously, demonstrating the multiplication of human productivity achieved through mechanization. The speed and consistency of the spinning mule creates thread of remarkable uniformity, with each strand possessing nearly identical thickness and strength characteristics throughout its entire length. Hundreds of spindles operate in perfect coordination across the spinning room, their synchronized motion creating a hypnotic rhythm of mechanical precision that defines industrial textile production. Workers move constantly between the frames, their experienced eyes scanning for broken threads that must be repaired immediately to prevent flaws in the finished product. When a thread breaks, skilled hands quickly tie the ends together with tiny knots that will barely be visible in the final fabric, maintaining production continuity with minimal interruption. The spun yarn accumulates rapidly on the bobbins, which are removed and replaced with empty ones in a continuous cycle that keeps the spinning frames operating without pause throughout the entire working day. The warp preparation area receives thousands of yarn bobbins and transforms them into the organized thread system that will form the foundation of woven fabric on the power looms. Hundreds of bobbins are mounted on a large warping frame, arranged in precise rows that allow threads to be drawn from each one simultaneously, without tangling or interference. These threads are drawn together and arranged in parallel on a warp beam, creating a sheet of threads all running in the same direction with carefully maintained spacing and tension. This process requires meticulous attention, as the warp will endure tremendous stress during weaving, and any weakness or irregularity will result in broken threads and flawed fabric. The warp beam is wound carefully, with workers ensuring that tension remains even across all threads, preventing some from being stretched tighter than others and causing problems during weaving. Each warp beam contains hundreds or even thousands of individual threads, depending on the width of fabric to be produced and the density of the intended weave. Workers inspect the warp constantly during preparation, identifying and repairing any breaks before the beam is transported to the weaving room, where repairs become far more difficult. The prepared warp beam, now holding the complete lengthwise thread system for dozens of yards of fabric, is carefully transported to await mounting on one of the factory's power looms. The weaving room stands ready to receive the warp beams, its rows of power looms representing the culmination of the entire textile production process, where thread finally becomes fabric. The warp beam is mounted onto the power loom, positioned at the back of the machine where the threads will unwind gradually as weaving progresses and fabric is produced. Each individual warp thread must be drawn forward through the loom's heddles, a time-consuming process requiring patient handwork to thread hundreds or thousands of fine yarns through their designated wire loops. The threads then pass through the reed, a comb-like device that maintains proper spacing and will beat each new weft thread firmly into place during the weaving process. Belt-driven power looms dominate the weaving room with their imposing iron frames and complex mechanical linkages, all connected to the overhead line shaft that distributes power throughout the factory. The line shaft rotates continuously, powered by the central steam engine located in a separate room. Its energy transmitted through the building via iron shafting supported on sturdy bearing blocks. Leather belts connect each loom to this overhead power source, and when a weaver engages the clutch, the belt shifts onto the drive pulley and the loom's mechanisms spring instantly to life. The loom's harness frames begin lifting and lowering in programmed sequence, raising alternate warp threads to create the opening through which the weft thread will pass. The shuttle shoots across this opening, carrying the weft thread from one side of the loom to the other in a blur of motion too fast for the eye to follow clearly. With each pass of the shuttle, the reed swings forward in a powerful beating motion, pressing the new weft thread tightly against the previous one and creating the dense, strong structure of woven cloth. The weaving process continues in relentless mechanical rhythm, with each loom producing several inches of fabric every minute through the coordinated action of its many moving parts. Fabric begins to emerge from the front of the loom, advancing slowly but steadily as row after row of weft thread is inserted and beaten into place by the mechanical action. The cloth is wound onto the cloth beam at the front of the loom, accumulating gradually throughout the day, as the warp beam at the back simultaneously unwinds, maintaining constant tension across the entire system. Multiple power looms operate throughout the weaving room, their shuttles flying and reeds beating in a thunderous cacophony that makes conversation impossible and requires workers to communicate through hand signals and gestures. Each weaver typically oversees several looms simultaneously, moving between them to monitor operation and respond immediately to any problems that threaten to halt production or damage the fabric. The sound of hundreds of power looms creates a deafening roar that can be heard from outside the factory building, a constant reminder of the industrial activity occurring within. Workers develop an instinctive understanding of normal loom sounds, able to detect subtle changes that indicate thread breaks, shuttle jams, or mechanical problems requiring immediate intervention. Trained workers continuously monitor every aspect of the weaving process, their experienced judgment essential despite the mechanical nature of production. Visual inspection ensures uniformity and structural integrity at every stage, with weavers examining the emerging fabric constantly to catch defects before significant flawed material is produced. Any imperfection in the weave is marked immediately with chalk or a pin, indicating a section that may need to be cut away or repaired before the fabric can be sold. The tension of warp and weft must remain constant throughout production, and workers adjust the loom's mechanisms whenever they detect variations that might compromise fabric quality. Some looms produce simple plain weave fabric, while others create patterns through complex harness arrangements that lift different combinations of warp threads in programmed sequences. The rhythm of the factory depends equally on human vigilance and mechanical reliability, with neither alone sufficient to maintain the consistent quality and productivity that industrial textile manufacturing demands. Experienced weavers can identify problems by sound alone, hearing subtle changes in the rhythm of shuttle throws or reed beats that indicate developing issues before they cause serious damage or production stoppages. This partnership between skilled human labor and mechanical power defines the character of steam-powered factory production throughout the Industrial Revolution. Through continuous mechanical force sustained over hours of operation, the woven fabric gradually reaches its final form, accumulating on the cloth beam until the warp is exhausted or the beam is full. Completed fabric is removed from the looms by disconnecting the cloth beam and carefully transporting it to the inspection and storage area where final quality assessment will occur. Long, continuous lengths of cotton cloth are wound on these beams, with individual pieces often measuring dozens of yards from beginning to end, representing many hours of continuous weaving. The fabric in its raw state displays the natural cream or light tan color of cotton fibers, known as greige goods, which will later undergo bleaching, dyeing, or printing in separate specialized facilities. Each bolt of finished cloth represents the coordinated efforts of dozens of workers and multiple stages of mechanical processing, from the initial cleaning of raw cotton through carding, drawing, spinning, and finally weaving. What began as compressed bales of tangled raw cotton has been transformed into finished industrial fabric through the systematic application of mechanical power and human skill. The cloth's tight weave structure and uniform appearance demonstrate the superiority of factory production over the irregular fabrics produced by individual hand weavers working with traditional equipment. Workers carry completed fabric bolts to the storage and packing area, where they will be organized by type and quality grade before eventual shipment to customers or finishing mills. Thousands of identical fabric bolts accumulate through the factory's uninterrupted operation, representing industrial production capacity that would have been unimaginable before the development of steam power and mechanical textile equipment. The storage area fills with organized rows of completed cloth, stacked systematically and categorized to facilitate inventory management and order fulfillment. Factory clerks maintain detailed records tracking production volume, efficiency metrics, and quality statistics, documenting the output that justifies the substantial investment in machinery and factory infrastructure. The scale of production is staggering when compared to pre-industrial methods, with a single steam-powered factory producing more fabric in one day than an entire village of hand weavers could complete in weeks or months. This industrial capacity fundamentally reshaped economic structures and social organization throughout the 19th century, concentrating production in factories and creating new patterns of urban development around manufacturing centers. The finished fabric is prepared for transport to distant markets, with bolts loaded onto wagons for delivery to warehouses, merchant houses, and finishing mills that will complete the transformation into final consumer goods. Precision and repetition define the scale of early industrial manufacturing, where standardized processes and mechanical consistency enable the mass production that characterizes factory-based textile production. Inside steam-powered factories like this, industrial production reshaped not only the materials being processed, but also the fundamental nature of labor and the pace of economic life. The machinery continues its endless cycle, prepared to resume operation the following day, with fresh supplies of raw cotton and a new shift of workers to maintain the continuous flow of production. Steam rises from the engines throughout the day, a visible symbol of mechanical power that has replaced human and animal muscle as the primary source of industrial energy. Workers complete their long shifts and depart, but the factory's productive capacity remains constant, ready to resume at the same level whenever operation begins again. The belt-driven systems slow as the working day ends, and machines are disengaged from the line shaft, but they will resume tomorrow with the same mechanical reliability that makes industrial production possible. Cotton continues to arrive, and woven fabric continues to emerge in an unbroken rhythm of industrial progress, a cycle that will repeat daily for decades as textile manufacturing evolves and expands. The transformation witnessed here represents not merely the making of cloth, but the emergence of an entirely new system of manufacturing that will define economic development for generations to come.